What's up again, everybody? Today I want to talk to you about a Blitz deck I've been thinking about, and then I finally just went ahead, sat down, tooled it out, put it together, and now I'm excited to mess around with it. This is an OTK Prism. It's a big Prism deck, and I'm looking forward to trying it out myself. So this is what it looks to do. The game plan for Big Prism, or OTK Prism, because there is technically a 20 damage turn that you can get from this fairly respectably, fairly easily. Maybe not fairly. You can get it. It's doable. Like you could totally set this up in a game state. Here it is. It all centers around these cards right here. All of these cards are our buff cards, and we're gonna take a look at all of these cards nice and easy. Let's get them nice and in focus. Want that beautiful, beautiful Phantasmify right up in our face. Phantasmify is insane. This card is one of the best Prism cards out there, and if you don't believe me, I made a video on it on my channel. Check it out at youtube.com/DMArmada. I talked about the best cards in this entire class for this game, right? Phantasmify is one of them in my opinion. It gives the next attack action card you play this turn the Illusionist-like subtype, and it also gives it +5 in Phantasm. Phantasm's the bad part, but the good part is the +5. You can give anything, any attack you want +5. That's disgusting, that's gross, and that's really, really good. That's what we want to do. So we're running these 2 red Phantasmifies. We're running 2 yellow that give +4, and then we're running 2 blues that give +3. The fact that the blue gives +3 is so good. It's so gross. That's what we want to do with other cards. There was a card called Slogism that cost 2 and it gave +3 and +4. This costs 1 and gives that. Now, of course, the downside is that you're giving Phantasm, which allows your opponent to destroy it if they block with a 6 attack action card. But you know what? Who cares? Because we're going to play a lot of these. We're going to play all of the Phantasmifies. This is a Blitz deck, so it's like a 40 card deck. We're going to play as many Phantasmifies as they will let us. In addition to that, we're also going to play some Warmonger's Recitals. These Warmonger's Recitals are kind of like a poor man's Phantasmify. They cost 1. This gives +3, and it gives you an on-hit effect that's kind of cool. And in fact, it works out really well in this deck. It says, if this hits, put it on the bottom of your deck. Okay, so that's kind of cool as well. We run 2 reds and 2 yellows. So here's the game plan. These also give +2. The game plan is this. We're going to play giant attacks already by playing just in general really good Prism attacks and some generics that are good. We're gonna play giant ones. In addition to that, we're gonna Phantasmify them. Okay, so we're gonna play these red Phantasmifies. We're gonna make them even bigger than they were before. But before we play them, we're gonna find a turn where we can play the Dreamweavers down. Dreamweavers says action, destroy it. The next Illusionist attack action card you play this turn loses and can't gain Phantasm. So if your opponent was looking to blow this up, if they wanted to blow these things up because you've played Phantasmify and given something Phantasm, you just use Dreamweavers, and then they're looking at a giant attack already buffed by Phantasmify or by Warmonger's Recital, and they can't do anything about it except block. Okay, that's the goal. I'll talk you through the OTK towards the end. Let's look quickly at what else we have as far as equipment. These are the essential equipments. Phantasmal Footsteps, I wouldn't say it's super essential. You may use the effect on it. Particularly the block is kind of nice, but gaining your action point back if your opponent pops something is pretty cool, because you can have them pop something first and then gain your action point back, and then play a bunch of these big attacks again. We're running Fiendal Spring Tunic just because giving us the extra resource every 3rd turn can be very, very good. We can do some really nice hungry resource plays with this card. So we have Spring Tunic in there just to gain incremental value. And like I said, the Dreamweavers. Everything else besides that is, whatever you want to play. You could play Halo of Illumination. I don't. I do the Arcanite Skullcap. You could play, something that blocks more, like Ironhide equipment. I don't have it sitting out, but you could play that. We should also talk about the weapon. The weapon we're going to play is Luminaris because duh. This card's insane. Again, go watch the video I put on my YouTube channel about the 7 best Prism cards, and you'll find this somewhere on that list, because this card's just disgusting. It gives all of our attacks go again. All of our Illusionist attacks go again. And if we want to make Spectral Shields with this deck, which we kind of don't, if we want to, they would also have 1 attack, and that's pretty cool. Okay, let's talk about the attacks. We have 20 attacks in this deck. And again, we're just trying to play big ol' threats. Herald of Erudition with a buff on it is gross. This by itself is already gross, but add a buff on this and it's super gross. It has Dominate if it hits draw 2 cards. Oh, by the way, if you pitched a yellow card, this has Go Again as well. It's a backbreaker. This card's a backbreaker, so we include 2 of those. Next, we come to the best. This is the best card in Prism. Herald of Triumph. It's like you don't even need to use the Dreamweavers with Herald of Triumph because it already has a -1 to all your opponent's blocks. So like if they have a 6, all of a sudden this doesn't get popped by their 6 because it's technically blocking and it has 5 attack, which is it's just so broken. This card's so good. So we have all of them. We have 2 reds, we have 2 yellows, and we have 2 blues. We have all of them, okay? Wartune Herald, we have all of them because they all cost 1, and this one attacks for 7, 6, and 5, and they all cost 1. A 1 for 7 is just so good, and especially when we can do the stuff that we can do in this deck where we just make this giant. You can literally, you can pay 2 resources, pitch yellow, to play Phantasmify Wartune Herald, and that's coming across just for a casual 12. Just a casual 12 in a 20 health game. Yeah, that's pretty good. That takes a lot of cards from your opponent's hands. 2, and I picked the shiniest ones I could find. 2, I need more shiny yellow Wartune Heralds, and 2. Okay, now in this slot we have exactly 2 Herald of Rebirths. They're both yellow, and the reason I put this in there is, you know, over the other possible cards we could have picked, I wanted 2 more attacks. I wanted 2 more Heralds. And we could have put in like Herald of Ravages that deals an arcane. We could have put in Herald of Protection that creates a spectral shield. We put in Herald of Rebirth because if we block with a bunch of our attack actions, and we only have 20, if we start running out of cards, like attack cards to buff, then Herald of Rebirth can perhaps go and fetch a few of those. If we can buff this, have it connect, it goes and gets us an attack that we needed, then you know, we're a little bit better off with that. So we have 2 of these, because we want them to go and just get cards that we you know, may have blocked with prior. Okay, Command and Conquer is just a generally good card. It's just a really good card. So we have 2 of them. We can Phantasmify them. We can Warmonger's Recital them. That would give extra points to this. Again, we could actually go Phantasmify, Dreamweavers, Command and Conquer, and that would be absolutely disturbing to your opponent. It'd be so big, so big. So we have 2 of those. And then this one's okay. This one's my choice. Okay, I put this in there for the memes because I want to try it. Exude Confidence costs nothing. It attacks for 4. It says, while it's not defended by a card with equal or greater attack, the defending hero can't play or activate instants or defense reactions this combat chain. So if we can play like Warmonger's Recital, Exude Confidence, then your opponent just can't play defense reactions to stop this. Oh, by the way, again, because this costs 0, we can just play this on a resource-starved hand or a resource-starved turn. The craziest thing about this, oh, by the way, we could also pay 3 resources to give this +2 if we wanted to, which is kind of cool because we do have some blues in the deck that we could pitch for that. The craziest thing about this, okay, check it out. Phantasmify gives +5, and it turns this generic attack into an illusionist attack. So now we're attacking for 0, paying 1 resource for Phantasmify. We're attacking for 5 + 4 is 9. This is an illusionist attack. If we pitched a yellow to pay for the Phantasmify, this has Go Again because of Luminaris. That's so dumb. It's so cool, and that's why it's in the deck. This probably gets cut for something else. I don't know. Probably gets cut for something else, something a little bit more, I guess, a little less memey, but I put it in the deck, so there. I'm going to try it, and I'm going to have really fun, like a fun time playing Exude Confidence when people don't expect it. Okay, that's like most of the cards in the deck. That's like most of it. Literally, our game plan is to just make a big thing and throw it at our opponent and watch while they try to figure out how to deal with it. Okay? These cards, there's 6 of them. These are like the gadget cards. Blinding Beam goes it's the combat trick of Magic the Gathering, right? Our opponent thinks, haha, they played a big Phantasmify Herald turn. Sucks for them. I have a 6 attack. Or I have a 7 attack. And then we play Blinding Beam, and then they're sad because they didn't overblock. Because again, and this is the crazy part. They block with a card from hand, right? Let's say we play like that big Exude Confidence. We have an Exude Confidence. It's coming at you for, 11, something crazy. They're like, okay, block with this card. And I'm like, haha, Blinding Beam. And they're like, ah, crap. Because Blinding Beam will nerf the thing that they blocked with, allowing you to push that damage perhaps, or just steal more cards from their hand because they need to block more, right? So that's pretty cool. Blinding Beam is pretty nice. We also run the blues as well. The blue is great for things that are exactly 6. The yellow's there for things that are 7. Okay, if they have something that's bigger than a 6 or a 7, then we're just sad. We're just sad. That's kind of how this works. It's kind of Blitz in a nutshell too. All right, the last couple of cards are all defense reactions, and there's only a few of them. Soul Shield's really good. Soul Shield is just really good. Block 6 goes into your soul, pitches yellow. If you do this on your opponent's turn, at the start of your turn, you can pitch yellow to make a Spectral Shield. That gets a yellow into your pitch zone so that you can then attack and give things go again, that sort of stuff. So we have 2 of those, and believe it or not, we're running 2 yellow Sink Belows. I was thinking about what I would put in this spot. I put these yellow Sink Belows mainly because they pitch yellow and they block 3, which is fine. It's like any other card. But they can filter a card from your hand. If you are looking for a yellow card and you end up with a card that's like, or a hand that's like red, red, blue, red, 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 yellow, blue, but you have to do something with the yellow on your opponent's turn. Maybe it's like, another card. Sink Below can cycle one of those cards and maybe help you draw into a yellow card. Because again, we are playing Luminaris, and yellow cards do, when pitched, allow you to give big attacks go again. So on a turn where you may not have a Phantasmify or a Warmonger's Recital in your hand, and you just want to play the normal Prism thing where you go big thing, yellow pitch, big thing, and be done with it, this can allow you to set that up easier when we have kind of watered down the yellow side of things a little bit with those other like red and blue cards. Okay, so with all of that understood, here is, I'll just leave this out there. Here's the combo that can technically get you, 20 damage. Again, it is possible. It is possible. Let's just go ahead and get it. Let's do it with a Wartune Herald. Let's do it with a Wartune Herald. Okay, these other cards don't matter. We'll put them over there. These ones, whatever. You could do it with a red Warmonger's Recital. We'll throw that out there just in case. And then just a hand of whatevers. Really a hand of like blues and yellows. Okay, so here's the plan. Here's what we need. We need Phantasmifies and an attack, okay? And we need to be able to pitch some stuff for this. We need a Tunic resource, so let's use this little orange thing as a Tunic resource. There's our resource. And here's how this whole thing works. We have one of these cards in Arsenal. Let's just throw this in our hand. I think we need like a blue for this. If my memory serves, let's get a blue Phantasmify there. So if my memory serves correctly, this is how I plotted it out. We are going to play red Phantasmify giving +5 pitching here. That leaves us with 2 resources. Look, this thing literally says 2. Oh, we'll use a blue. This thing literally says 2 on it. Hooray. Okay, we have 2 resources left. We play red Phantasmify. We have 1 resource left. We'll use that side. And at that point, we use the last resource to play from Arsenal the yellow Phantasmify. And again, because we have a Wartune Herald, which cost 1, and a 3 resource or a free resource here on the Tunic, after 3 turns, you get 1. We, on this turn, have gone for Phantasmify for 5, 10, 14, Dreamweavers for free, and then pay the Tunic resource to play a Wartune Herald without Phantasm for 7, 17, 21. So it is possible. It is so possible. If your opponent has an entire hand of instants that can't block, you can 21 them with that exact hand. Again, it's just straight up one of these cards in Arsenal and a blue in your hand. Look, we could even do it with the Wartune Herald in Arsenal. We go Phantasmify for 5, 2 resources left. Phantasmify for 5, 1 resource left. Phantasmify, 0 resources left. Dreamweavers, pay the resource on the Tunic, play the Wartune Herald. That's just so dumb. That's never gonna, it could happen. Actually, you could definitely set your deck up over the long game. If you could play like a control game, you could totally set that up and you could do that. You don't even need to though. This is the crazy thing about these Phantasmifies. Even just this, Like, play 2 red Phantasmaphies, Dreamweavers, Herald, not even needing this other card in hand. Maybe you have a 3-card hand and you just find these 2. This right here is 17. This right here is 16. You're playing against someone with 20 health. That's insane. Okay, that's insane. That's insane. Did I say that was insane? Because it is insane. So that's the deck. That's the OTK Big Prism deck that I'm going to be playing on my YouTube channel. I'm gonna play this against a couple of different people. I've got some people I've been talking to, and I'm looking forward to making giant things and making people scratch their head and go like this. If you enjoyed this, make sure you hit the like and the subscribe here on Channel Fireball. Come hang out with me on youtube.com/DMArmada. I'm about to do a 4,000 subscriber giveaway. So if you want to be part of that, come check out the channel, hit subscribe, and you'll get a notification when it's time to do that thing. And as always, everybody, thanks for watching.